Is your station's website stuck on the back burner while your on-air content gets all the love? If there was only someone who could oversee everything that you do online, similar to how your program director does for your on-air product, that person is a digital content director. Hi, it's Jim. Welcome to Better Radio Websites, the podcast that wants to help you get more visitors and the most revenue from your radio station website. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. And if you think about your station's program director for a moment, that person who orchestrates everything from on-air, the music, the show scheduling, talent direction, everything with your on-air product. They are the chief architect of your station's sound and its personality, the brand that you have. Now, let's switch gears over to your station's website. Who's steering that ship? Well, if you're like most stations, the answer is no one, really. It might be delegated to somebody who has a side task for it, but there's probably no clear guidelines or goals that they have in mind. It's just make sure something is there and make sure it's working okay. But that's where a digital content director comes in, and trust me, if you want to stand out online, you really need somebody with this role on your team. In fact, this was one of the many hats that I had when I was with Clear Channel back in the day. It was my job to know and teach everything that our group of radio stations were doing online and to ensure vital metrics were being met and or exceeded every month. Let's be honest. How many times have you visited your own station's website and seen the same outdated event banner, or the last post was from months ago, or an event is still on there that it ended weeks or months ago? It's not that you or your team don't care about your website. I get that. But it's often because there's no real system or goal in place for your online content. Now, if you've read our recent blog articles, or if you read anywhere in the trades recently, you know that digital consumption continues to skyrocket. Listeners, they expect more than just a play button or a single page with your station's logo on it. They want fresh articles, news posts, blog articles, events, relevant promotions, just all kinds of reasons to keep coming back to your website. They actually want that. And you want that as well, because return visitors are just like ratings. The more you have, the more you can charge for advertisers to be there. You can't expect to put advertisers on a website that doesn't have any content. Without content and visitors to consume it and want it more and more, there's really no revenue possibilities online for you if you have that kind of mindset of just having a website with a play button and a logo and some directions to your radio station. That kind of website is really no more than a postcard, and there's just no reason to go there more than just one single time. Enter the digital content director. Imagine having someone who applies the same strategic thinking that your PD uses for on-air to your website content. The digital content director, sometimes they're called digital content coordinator, digital content manager, and other fields outside of radios, maybe a director of digital experience, director of content, or maybe even chief content officer. Different titles, but essentially the same responsibility. Now let's break down how a digital content director mirrors a program director in their duties for online. Number one is brand consistency. Your PD is going to ensure that your station's sound, imaging, the personalities, they all reflect a cohesive brand. So, you wouldn't want the program director to hire a rock guy for your classical station or something like that. So they ensure that everything sounds and it's like one cohesive brand. Online, a digital content director ensures that every page, news post, event listing, contest, image, everything about the website is on brand, consistent, and engaging. So listeners trust what they see and hear both on air and online. The digital content director has to mirror what the program director is doing on air, but he has to do it online. Number two is audience engagement. A program director aims to boost TSL, or time spent listening, right? A digital content director aims to grow page views, newsletter signups, contest entries, basically keeping fans clicking and coming back for more. A relatively new analytics metrics now is time on site, just like time spent listening. And then number 3, content scheduling and strategy. Your PD balances music, talk segments, sweepers, and commercials to keep listeners engaged all the time. All right, keep those quarter hours going. Online, a digital content director orchestrates page layouts, news and blog posts, contests, event calendars, and yes, sometimes even social media updates, all to keep the site fresh and dynamic. Again, to give listeners a reason to visit again and again and again. And speaking of content, we'll be back right after this. Are you looking for engaging local content to help keep your radio station website fresh and compelling? Introducing Content Lab from Skyrocket Radio. Our dedicated team of content creators handles the heavy lifting, writing hyperlocal articles that resonate with your community and keeping visitors coming back for more. Imagine having consistent professional content without distracting your on-air talent or sales staff from their core jobs. With Content Lab, you get fresh local stories, features, and community updates tailored specifically to your market. That means better SEO, more web traffic, and new advertising opportunities, all built around your station's unique vibe. So, if you're ready to elevate your online presence and showcase local happenings that matter, let us take care of that content. This way, you can focus on what you do best, delivering great radio. Visit skyrocketradio.com/content lab to learn more and to start boosting your station's digital impact today. Hey, welcome back as we break down how a digital content director mirrors your program director's duties, except for online. Number 4 is revenue generation. The PD coordinates with sales for promotions, sponsorships, and on-air ad placements that align with your station's brand. I mean, I've seen program directors tell a salesperson no, that product does not match with their brand, and their audience would more than likely tune out if they heard a commercial on air. Well, likewise, a digital content director is going to work with sales to create and manage digital ad spots, sponsored posts, online contests, even affiliate links. They'll also create a digital inventory list that we've mentioned in previous podcasts that contain all of your possible revenue generation positions across not only your website, but every digital platforms, things that you can do on social media and stuff like that. Now, the result in a digital inventory list is going to more than likely result in new revenue streams that you might not have even thought of. All right. Number 5 is goal setting and success metrics. Your PD is going to track ratings if you're in a rated market and listener feedback. They're going to keep tweaking the playlist and talent lineup to improve ratings. Online, a digital content director is going to set digital goals. So even if you're not in a rated market, you can still have digital goals and continue to monitor those metrics like page views, email signups, and other metrics to see what is working on your website and what's not working. You may have something on your website that just is not engaging with your visitors whatsoever. You're not seeing any clicks to it. If it's not working, kick it out and focus on what is working. So let's talk about identifying some of the biggest roadblocks. Obviously, most stagnant websites suffer from a simple but major problem: no clear objectives. If you don't have online goals, say driving ticket sales, growing your email list, increasing the ad revenue, and these goals may change from week to week, but without goals and purpose, your station website inevitably is going to fall to the bottom of everyone's to-do list, and that's how things start getting outdated, and it looks like things are broken, and it's just a bad experience, not only for your visitors, but for your advertisers who've chosen to be there, and listeners, they tune out and they never come back to the station website, and it's just a downhill spiral. Are you ready to change that? All right, here's some practical steps. Find or appoint a champion. This might be an on-air talent or staff member with a knack for digital who can slide into that role. That was me back in the day. If not, consider hiring a dedicated digital content director. This is somebody who's all about making your online products, not only your website, but your social media platforms and stuff like that, all align with your station goals. Speaking of goals, number 2 is to define goals. Decide on what online success looks like for your station. Is it more newsletter signups, sponsor integrations, live stream conversions? Define all of the goals that you want to achieve. That way everybody knows what the purpose of the website and all of your digital products, their goal is. Plan content like a pro. Just as you have a programming clock, build a content calendar so that everyone knows what's going online and when. This is something that you can build really for the entire year. Because if you think about it, every month has some sort of events or things that are going on. Go ahead and plan content around all of these. Team up with sales. Work together to identify digital revenue opportunities like sponsored posts or premium ad sponsorships on your website. Again, create that digital inventory list that we've talked about so that everyone is on the same page. And then review and refine. Like I said, use Google Analytics or other analytics platforms to track what's working, and then pivot when needed and kick out the things that are not working. All right, so there you have it. If you truly want to engage with your audience where they are online, then investing in a digital content director is really a no-brainer. If you want to make any kind of revenue online, then a digital content director is the person that's going to help you get there. Because just like your on-air program director guides the station's identity and success on air, a dedicated digital pro will ensure that your on-air presence is consistent, compelling, and valuable to both listeners and advertisers. That's the main thing. Advertisers, because if you don't have that content, you have no reason for listeners to be there. And then if the listeners aren't there, then the advertisers won't follow. All right. So that's really, really what it's all about. Hey, if you found this episode helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it out with other radio pros in your community who might need a digital boost. And if you need help with your radio station website, that's really what we're here for. Jump online to skyrocketradio.com and let us know where you'd like to be. Have an awesome week online making your radio station website better. We'll see you next time.